on Sunday. You mentioned it, of course. The East Coast is going to be hit by snow and storms.
Yeah.
The West Coast is not. The 3 p.m. game going on in Mile High, where it snows quite a bit in general, is...
They have not had a lot of snow.
The Patriots take on the Broncos in Mile High. Of course, the Broncos without Bo Nix, who broke a bone in his ankle. So he is out for the rest of the season. Jarrett Stidham.
They figure that out.
And I would like to note, I saw someone say the Patriots only lose to one thing, Mannings or backup quarterbacks. And I appreciated that. So Jarrett Stidham starting for the Denver Broncos, and the Patriots are favored by about 4.5 points in this game in Denver. Okay. What are we looking at here?
Well, let's start with the one part where Denver doesn't have to overcome it. Denver's defense is excellent. Not good. They're excellent.
Secondaries.
Right. Surtain is a special player. But their pass rush is outstanding. And, look, the Patriots had to fight their way through the game with Houston because that's also an excellent defense. So it's going to be more of the same for them. And the key to me is going to be the Patriots defense enforcing Stidham to make mistakes because that's what they did with Stroud, and that's how they won the game. It wasn't like the Patriots got the ball and put together 3 80-yard drives.
Yeah.
No, they got a defensive touchdown. They had short fields, and that helped. The Denver running game is good. It's not great. It's good. Their offense is good, not great, with Bo Nix.
Yeah.
And normally for a backup quarterback, your best friend is a running game.
And the problem has been J.K. Dobbins, their running back, has been out. Yep. He's expected to return off the IR for tomorrow's game, but again, that means he hasn't played in a while. Sunday's game, sorry.
Yep.
It's happening over the weekend. And so they've been without their running back, and of course now they've been out without their quarterback. They've also had some of their receivers, including Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, that have been out.
Yeah, Bryant had a concussion, I know that.
Yeah, and Franklin had a hamstring injury, and so they're expected to all return for this weekend's game. So is Mac Hollins for the Patriots.
Yeah.
He was back on the practice field. Does that mean he's going to play? We don't know for certain right now.
Right.
So that game's going on. Who do you predict to make their way from the AFC to the Super Bowl?
Well, to me, I think the easy one is to pick the Patriots to win the game because it's a backup quarterback. One thing, if I were Denver, this is one thing I would do. Like Sean Payton needs any suggestions from me. First quarter of the game, go no huddle. Okay? Why? What's the altitude?
High. Mile high.
Exactly. By going no huddle and with pace, since you're used to playing in it and they aren't, I feel like that pays dividends in the fourth quarter of a game because by playing the game with pace, with a backup quarterback, play it with some pace, keep that Patriot defense out there. I would do that. I would play the game. I would hurry up, no huddle it, and I try to cram as many plays into the first quarter as possible to get them into a sucking wind type of deal. I mean, I'm just saying that's what I would do.
And
okay? I mean, I think because that's what Peyton Manning did. See, again, we don't ever.
The Broncos team
drives me nuts. The people, like, we talk so much about personalities and we don't talk about games and strategy. That's what Peyton Manning used to do when the Broncos were in the playoffs. He would get teams into a no huddle situation in the first quarter, and with the idea they'd wear them out in the fourth quarter. That's how they played. And I think it's a strategy, especially with Stidham at quarterback, that if you employ this now and put a young Patriots team that is not thinking that way, right, I would do that.
And Sean Payton is a very smart mind on the offense side of the ball.
Yes, he is. And he doesn't need my help.
No. But what I'm saying to expect here is, yes, all these things you mentioned. Along with that is, what does a quarterback love more than anything? A really good set of hands. And who do the Broncos have? A really good set of hands at Cortland Sutton. Yeah. And what is Sean Payton going to probably do? get him in spots where he can be even a quick 5-6 yards.
Yeah,
just get Sutton the ball and settle him down.
There's going to be a lot of quick game in this game. And with a backup quarterback, I don't care. Say, Stidham's been around. Like, he's a backup quarterback for a reason. If he was, like, among the best quarterbacks going out, like, hey, he'd be starting for somebody. He doesn't. Okay? All right? There's a reason. That's why I always tell everybody, like, it's like with the Tanner McKee thing down in Philadelphia. I'm like, he's a backup quarterback. Oh, no, he's really good. I said, he's a backup quarterback for a reason. How many backup quarterbacks ascend to the starting job someplace else? Who? Who does?
Not many.
No, because guess what? I give them all the credit for being on the roster. You're among the 53 guys on that team. You're collecting checks. I think that's great. But in a situation like this where you're expected now to be the starter, there are going to be some things that you do well, and there are going to be some things you don't do well. And that's why you are the backup quarterback. Now, in the other game, Darnold and those guys, look, the Rams have been his kryptonite over the years.
They have been.
For whatever reason. But the Rams have not been playing well since they went to Carolina in the regular season. They went into Carolina on a roll. And since then, they've had to fight their way through the rest of the season. Seattle has not been fighting its way through. I give Seattle credit. I know they don't have Charbonnet, but they have Walker.
Oh, yeah.
And Walker's really good. And
also, they have an incredible receiving core.
Jackson Smith and Jigma is what I thought it would be with Seattle. I thought he was going to be really good because I thought he was terrific at Ohio State.
You've got him. You've got the former Ram Cooper Cup, which is about as safe a pair of hands as you've got. And then also you have the ultimate weapon of speed in Rashid Shaheed, who what can't you teach? You can't teach speed.
And their defense is excellent. So it's going now. Stafford. The one thing Stafford did not play well against the Bears, except in one area. Think about this. Stafford never turned the ball over in the game. The Rams had no turnovers in the game. So every time the Rams drive stopped, unless they went forward on fourth down, it stopped with a kick of one form or another because he didn't turn the ball over. So he was smart with how he played the game, and he played the long game, but he didn't play a great game because, there's some throws I thought he had that he missed. Against Seattle, he's going to have to go out, and he's going to have – because Stafford's one of those quarterbacks who will throw the ball downfield.
And, by the way, if you're asking for a interesting ball game, it's this one because the last two meetings they've had earlier in the season, Seattle won 38-37 in overtime a few weeks ago.
I watched that game.
You said throw the ball downfield. Stafford had 457 passing yards in that one.
Yes, he did.
And then earlier in the season, the Rams won 21-19. So if our math tracks, it's basically an evens. It's pretty much a pick who you want here. The Seahawks are currently favored by 2.5 points because, again, they're at home in Seattle, which is about as loud of a place as you can get.
Normally it's 3. Home field normally means 3. When it's 2.5, it means there's a little doubt about that.
2.5 feels right because it's basically been an evens ball game there. And in the game, the Seahawks won in overtime, by the way. They had 3 turnovers, and the Rams had none.
Right.
So it is just something to note.
Yeah.
It is going to be a heck of a game.
I think I'm going to go with the 2 home teams to win.
Okay, so you have the Broncos and Seahawks.
Because Denver's defense, if Denver's defense was good and not great, I'd pick New England.
But the Denver
the Denver defense, I think, is exceptional, I think they can compensate and buy time for Stidham to play the game. The thing that Stidham can't do, he cannot turn the ball over.
No.
He can't, right? That opens the door for the Patriots to win the game. If Stidham can play, for the most part, an error-free game, like, I don't care if you throw the ball away, okay? Don't throw it into harm's way. If he can play an error-free game, that gives his defense the best chance of winning the game for them. Because, look, anytime he makes a play in the game, the crowd's going to go nuts. Anytime he makes a play in the game, the crowd's going to go nuts because they know it's not their starter. It's not Bo Nix.
And I'm going to add in, I will agree with you. I think the Broncos and Seahawks both win. I will add in the biggest piece here, which is the Rams special teams has not been good. They fired their coordinator in the middle of the season.
That's a good point.
And
that's a really good point.
And as they saw in that game where they won it in overtime. Rashid Shaheed had a punt return touchdown. What did he have last week? A kickoff return touchdown to start the game. And what is there that you like? There is something about having a really good returner in any key game where you can flip a field. And if the game gets close, who is better at it than an all-pro
or block a punt?
Like, they are good at both, and they've got the dude who's one of the best returners in football and is one of the fastest guys in football, and at some point it's going to come up. And I would not be surprised about that, because he returns punts, he returns kicks, and he brings them back for 6.
Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.